It's the ultimate sports show with jersey number 10, Thomas Mlambo.
Yep, your jersey number 10 is now with Justin Shonga. Justin, welcome to the ultimate sports show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm okay, and how are you?
I'm very, very good. I'm just going to let the listeners in on your journey in terms of football, and then we'll get straight into the conversation that we're going to have. You know, Nkwanzi FC in 2016, that's what the team that you left. Then we heard about you joining Orlando Pirates in 2017, moving on to TTM in 2020, Cape Town City in 2021, up to Egyptian football with Ismailia as well later in 2021, and now back with Skokuni United in the DStv Premiership, having joined them in January. Justin Shonga, that is quite a football journey, lots of traveling there, and we'll get into that conversation. However, big win in the Limpopo derby in the last game for Skokuni, 4-0, and you scored on debut. You must be feeling good.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, I must say. Yeah, winning in the derby, it was nice. It's quite a good boost for the team, and that the team was coming from a loss, and I couldn't help the team in that match because I wasn't cleared yet by the Home Affairs. So it's a quite boost for us going into the next game. So we're so happy, and we are working so hard, looking forward to Saturday's game.
I thought you were going to go crazy with your celebrations, though, but you just didn't. Like you were, it looked like almost angry. Like, was it the end of some sort of frustration for you? What was going on with you?
Scoring in the first game as a return here in the FA, so it was a good feeling, yeah, but it was a bit emotional because so far, since I've joined these other teams here in FA, it took me long for me to score. Like, even at Cape Town City, I didn't even get a goal. So it was quite emotional, but I just stayed calm. Then I was happy to score and help the team. Yeah.
And when you talk about the emotions of it, Justin, everybody does the maths. The guys that do the statistics, they look and they say, Justin Shonga hasn't scored in 455 days before that game against Baroka. That's more than a year, Justin. Was that starting to, affect you, your confidence?
Yeah, obviously, as a footballer, it's quite difficult for us to go through difficult times, like when you don't score and you're a striker and the team expects you to perform every time. So it was just a stage, and I accepted it because it was like trying times. So I just had to go through those times. I just stayed calm and focused. So when I got that goal, now with the moral booster, I just have to start from there and keep going. Yeah.
Last goal was in 2020 while you were still at TTM, now Maruma Gallants. And, Justin, do you think that's part of the reason you've been changing clubs so much? Just because the goal scoring wasn't there? Can you explain why you weren't scoring?
I would say, no, it was just a time, like, it's a drought time, like when things are not going right, you cannot score, and you are helping the team, as in working hard, pushing yourself, but it was just a drought, like, I didn't have goals, and I accepted it. I took it in my heart that, okay, it's a time, it's a phase also, so it passed, so I just accepted it, and I didn't have much to say even to myself because I couldn't be so hard on myself, but I just told myself that just keep going because the good days are coming.
How does it feel though when you're a striker and they're expecting you and they've just signed you and the goals aren't coming?
Like it's a stage where you find that the coaches call you, ask you, but you must just keep on working hard and stuff like that. But on your own, also, obviously, you would say things are not going right. Because as a striker, obviously, my duty and my job is to score, help the team win. If I don't score, it's better if I assist. Yeah, so it's something which is very frustrating. Like when you even return back home, you sit back, you start thinking, you say, no, things are not right. Yeah, then you just have to keep going because there's nothing that you would do about it. Yeah.
And then how many people said to you, Justin, we know a malume somewhere up in the mountains who can give you something, man, just to put on the boots. Did you ever have those conversations?
No, there's nothing like that in football. It's just to pray to God.
Hey, okay. Aye. Okay, let's leave that for another day, Justin. However, I need to go to a quick break, and then we'll pick up the conversation with Justin Shonga right after that. Right, 25-year-old striker, Skokuni United's new man, the Zambian international, Justin Shonga, former Orlando Pirates striker as well, is back in South African football and on debut scores and the Limpopo derby against Baraka over the weekend. Now, we've been in conversation, and I want to continue that conversation with Justin because, Justin, to be back in South Africa, are you happy to be back here? And how did the move happen to bring you from Egypt back again into Premiership football in this country?
Yeah, I would say I'm happy, first of all, being back in SA because it's like my second home here. And atmosphere there, even at the new club, it's good. They welcomed me well. They're keeping me well. I'm enjoying my football here with my fellow teammates. And the way the move happened, it was like we had a financial problem with the Egyptian side because those guys outside, they failed like to pay me like the monthly salaries and stuff. Yeah, so it was difficult for me to stay there. So I just had to leave because there was nothing that was happening there. But football-wise, it was okay that side. I was enjoying football and everything, and the environment was just okay. Yeah, and the move happened because of what I've just mentioned right now. Like financially, it wasn't okay that side.
I mean, Ismaili is one of the more well-known clubs in Egyptian football. What was the reason for them not to pay you? You know, you played 4 games. You never received a cent?
Yeah, no, nothing. I never received nothing. And Ismail is a big club there. It's well known. It has got a lot of fans, a big number, like a huge number of fans there. But I would say the club was going through bad time because they even had to change the president when I got there. That's when they were doing votes and stuff. So it's like the new management that got to the club just now that was voted in. So they have to start things from the scratch now. Because the past 3 years ago, the team was okay and everything was fine there. Yeah.
So did you even think twice when Skokuni United come knocking and say, come back to South Africa, we've got a job for you?
No, I took my time, first of all. I thought about it. I spoke to those people outside in Egypt. And I spoke to my agent. And then my agent advised me saying, since it's like this, so then you cannot stay here. The environment is not okay because, you know, as footballers, our careers, it's short as you see. So we play, we work so hard, and we work hard so that we can earn a living and support our families. So even the family would even think that maybe you were just neglecting them when they listen. They couldn't even understand sometimes. Like maybe you are lying and stuff like that. So my agent advised me, so you can come back as a. Then that's how I made the move back here.
You use the word come back, you know, and when players leave, and especially when a player leaves and they're headed to now Egypt and, you know, even geographically, you're now closer to Europe. Coming back to the south of Africa, did that feel like you were taking a backward step back to the DStv Premiership, or do you rate our football here high?
I would say it's not a backward step, no, because, the DStv Premiership is one of the biggest leagues in Africa. It's recognized and it's known by the world, I must say. So it's not a step back. It's just that things were not okay that side. Because even the Egyptian league is the big league in the world. One of the biggest leagues in the world and in Africa. So I would say South African Premier League is good. It's good, yeah, it's good. So it's not a backward step because everybody watches. Even if it's for me to make another move, it's going to be easy because it's watched everywhere. Yeah.
You know, Justin, before I let you go, one last question, and actually 2 questions. But looking back at your time before this move now to Skokuni, do you know why it wasn't working out for you in South Africa? Why, you were moving Pirates, Cape Town City, TTM, and the moves were happening so quickly? Can you explain what was going on?
Yeah, I would say I don't have much to say on that because I think it's just a stage, and it's not a stage in a career like you are going through. Like it's bad times. Just that's what I would say. I've got nothing much to say on that. That's why you didn't find that you're moving from this team to that team and stuff like that. But it's a stage I've passed through it, so I've learned a lesson. I've grown through it, so there's nothing much that I would say.
All right. I've got one more question for you, but there's so many people who want to chip in and be part of the conversation. So, Justin, if you can listen carefully, and if there's a question for you, jot it down. Here are our voice notes.
Evening, Mr. Tom.
Thank you for the voice notes. Thank you for the questions there, Justin. You know, South African football fans, they listen, right? They really hear you and they watch you and they focus on your career and they see your potential, they see your talent. But that last call was speaking a little bit about, the off the field things. And Justin, you touched on it a little bit as yourself, saying that you've learned and you've learned some lessons there. Being back in South Africa and the lessons that you did learn, what were they?
Yeah, I would say I've learned a lot, yeah. The social life and the behavior outside view. So I cannot even mention them and stuff because it happened, yeah. It's part of life because everybody outside football is with a private life. So I cannot comment a lot on that on my side, but whatever I've learned, you wouldn't, as a human being, you wouldn't go back even to do the same things and stuff because I've learned it. It was a lesson. It has let me grow through those things. So I would say I wouldn't go back to those things. Yeah.
All right, Justin. And then last thing, the ways Kokunya United are playing this season and beefing up the strike force with you coming in, what's the goal now at the club? Like, what's being said? What is the coach saying? What can you guys achieve this season? What's the dream?
The coaches, they tell us a lot of stuff, as in this season, because the team is new in the league. So it would be best, I would say it on my side, it would be best to help the team maybe finish on a good position on the log, because I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even be specific of saying the number or the position that we want to finish on, because it's football at the end of the day. There must be one winner. So we're going to work so hard if we finish in the top 8, then that would be nice. If we finish in the top 4, top 6, it will be a bonus to the club. And it will be a nice thing. And we would know even the coming season, as the team grows in the league, that we're going to start from here. Because you'd find that there's other players who are just playing the DSTV Premiership for the first year. So with that, they're also learning. They're also learning because we've got experienced players there also, like Wilat Katsande. There's a lot that I would mention, Vance Rodriguez, the other guys.
Yeah, Justin.
So we just keep on pushing each other on the team because we wanna try finish in the top 8. That's what we're gonna push for. That's what the coaches keep on telling us, that we must push in and finish on a good position on the log. Yeah.
But right now, the maths, if you look at the log table, 3 more points and you can be in the Confederations Cup position, or you can even be in the Champions League positions. You're not having that conversation in the change room?
No, we've not had that conversations with the coaches and stuff. They just tell us that let's take each and every game as it comes. Yeah, let's keep pushing. The more points we accumulate, the good position that we're going to finish on the log. Yeah.
Right, Justin. That's Justin Shonga doing great things back in South African football, scoring Kokunya United 6th on the log, but really just 4 points, or 3 points behind Orlando Pirates as it stands right now, who are 2nd on the log, chasing Mamelodi Sundowns. So there you go. Thanks, Justin, for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the ultimate sports show with jersey number 10.